Number five. That's a good one. That's a good question. Number five.
Dak Prescott?
I like Dak Prescott.
Any of these young rookie quarterbacks?
Another smack of reality for Cowboys fans. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, I can't think back here. I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So just work with me here. Work with me. Imagine this. Imagine trading for DeAndre Hopkins and putting him on this roster with the group of receivers we already have. Could you imagine it? It would be checkmate NFL. No question about it. DeAndre Hopkins would love nothing better to come to Philly and play with Jalen Hurts. Another smack of reality in the face of Cowboy fans because he doesn't even have Dak Prescott in his top five. And when the mention of Dak Prescott's name came up, you see him. No, thank you. Now, we're going to get into it in a second, but before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, to the most throttled, pause, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you for all the support you give to me. It truly, truly means a lot. Now, I woke up today, I was listening to YouTube, and it was a Mark Holmes video. He had just put it out, and he was talking about DeAndre Hopkins, right? DeAndre Hopkins, and he was talking about how the Cowboys, if they could go out and get DeAndre Hopkins, he would be perfect, and he would love nothing better to come to Dallas and play with the Dallas Cowboys, and it would be an honor to play with Dak Prescott and all this crap. Turns out, he don't want nothing to do with him. He don't want nothing to do with him. He appeared, for those that don't know, DeAndre Hopkins, he appeared on a podcast, I Am Athlete, and they asked him the top 5 quarterbacks, right, that he would like to play for. This is what he said, right? This is what he said. So DeAndre Hopkins, on his top 5 quarterbacks, he wants the ball thrown to him from number 1, Josh Allen, number 2, Jalen Hurts, number 3, Patrick Mahomes, number 4, Lamar Jackson, and number 5, Justin Herbert. I don't see Dak Prescott on the list. Matter of fact, as you saw in the intro, right, and if you look at that intro and you look at the close-up, when they throw out Dak Prescott's name at 5, you could see him. He visibly goes, no. That is the ultimate shot in the face for Cowboy fans. Another day, another slap in the face. It must be really hard for Cowboy fans to sit there and know that at every corner, at every nook and cranny, the Philadelphia Eagles are 3-4 steps ahead of you. You got players in the NFL, they don't want to go to Dallas. They want to come to Philly. Even Dallas Cowboys' best player in the National Football League, their best player, not the best player in the National Football League, but the Dallas Cowboys' best player on the roster, Micah Parsons, wants to be an Eagle. It's got to be very, very frustrating for Dallas Cowboy fans. It really does, you know. And I totally get it. Believe me, I totally get it. But as far as other Eagles are concerned, this is something that I would never, ever think could happen. And I still think it's very, very slim to none. But it's a beautiful thought nonetheless. Now, the one thing I will say I agree with Mark Holmes on in his video is I do think DeAndre Hopkins will end up somewhere else. I do think post June 1st, the Cardinals will look to trade him. They will try to get something for him. And they should save a lot of cap money by doing that, by waiting till June 1st. So it makes sense. And where he's going to go, I don't know. We have heard reports that New England and Buffalo were teams in the past that did inquire about him. So could the Buffalo Bills be looking at it again? Now, here's the thing with him, right? Let's see here. If you were to trade, if the Cardinals, let's say, were to trade, if they wanted to trade DeAndre Hopkins before June 1st, it would cost them $21 million in dead money, and they would save $8.9 million in cap space, okay? That would be for 2023. Dead money would go to $10 million in 2024 and $14 million in cap space. However, If you look, and you'll see why they're going to wait till post June 1st. If you look at post June 1st, the Cardinals, after June 1st, if they were to trade him, they would save $19.4 million, according to overthecap.com. So they would save $19 million in cap space by trading him post June 1st. And it would be $10.5 million in dead money. And then in 2024, they would have $10.5 million in dead money and save that $14.9 million. So they would save a lot more money by waiting to June 1st. So if they trade him June 2nd, my birthday, right? Philly 500 wakes up, happy birthday. They trade DeAndre Hopkins to Philly. That's a really good birthday present. I want that. That's what I want for my birthday. But DeAndre Hopkins will get traded. It's going to be interesting to see where he's going to go. I think you're going to get a lot of movement this year, June 1st. I think you're going to see a lot of moves go down because I think that teams are waiting on that post-June 1st date. The question is where he's going to end up. I have no idea. I've said this before, and I'll say this again. I thought a team like the Giants and Dallas, in all seriousness, they should be after him big time because they need that kind of move to really keep up with the Philadelphia Eagles. The issue with DeAndre Hopkins is he's 31 years old. He doesn't need to go play with another crappy quarterback. And I don't know that he wants to go play with a quarterback who's young and going to take time to develop. He needs to go play with established quarterbacks right now. And Josh Allen, yeah, that would make a lot of sense if the Buffalo Bills would be willing to pay. That I don't know. Justin Herbert, I can't see the Chargers paying. I just can't see that. Lamar Jackson, I guess that's a possibility, except for they went and signed Odell Beckham Jr. to big money. Would they be willing to then go out and get DeAndre Hopkins? I don't know. So when you start looking at the players on his list, really, the one that sticks out, and maybe Kansas City would be willing to do something. It's possible that Kansas City is Kansas City. However, the Eagles are the perfect fit. They're the perfect fit. Now, if DeAndre Hopkins came to Philly, it's checkmate. It's checkmate, especially if he's willing to go in, play in the slot. It's over because you're not going to be able to stop those three of those wide receivers. It's just too much. Can you imagine Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, and Dallas Goedert? It's over. Good night. It doesn't matter. So, if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, would you be tempted at this a little bit? I don't know what the Arizona Cardinals are asking. If they're asking for a first-round pick, it's going to be way too much money. But if you're the Eagles and you know that this move probably takes you to another level, I think the Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl anyways. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. But I think this move takes the Eagles, and I think it makes everybody else think they're going back to the Super Bowl, like Philly 500 thinks they're going back to the Super Bowl. But, I mean, it's checkmate. I don't see how you can stop the Eagles offensively if the Eagles were able to do it. And I think it's interesting that you get so many guys that want to come. They want to play with Jalen Hurts. They want to be part of this franchise. We are, like I've said 1,000 times, and I'll say it again, we are in the golden era of Philadelphia Eagles football. We just are. This is the golden era. And players want to play in Philly. They do, more so than Dallas. I mean, dude, in the 90s when Dallas was at their peak, nobody ever said they would have wanted to come to Philly over Dallas. It never would have happened. He could have put Dak Prescott on his top 5 list. They even tried to help him by bringing up Dak Prescott's name. And you can see he visibly goes, no. He doesn't want to play. Dallas, you tapped out, Cowboys. That's the truth. The Cowboys, you tapped out. It's going to be a very hard season, a very disappointing season for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I would have said this if you asked me yesterday. DeAndre Hopkins, there ain't no chance. Ain't no way it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I don't think it's most likely to happen now. But the fact that he would be wanting to come and play with Jalen Hurts makes me want him. I'm like, yeah, if he wants to play with Jalen Hurts, let's give the man what he wants. He's 31 years old. He needs to play with an established quarterback who has a chance of actually winning. And that's really what it comes down to. When he reads the list out, he's telling you guys he thinks can win. He's not just telling you good quarterback. He's telling you who he thinks can win. And what he's saying is Dak Prescott, in his mind, he doesn't believe he can get to the next level. He wants guys that can go out and win a Super Bowl. He's 31 years old. He's played with crappy quarterbacks for most of his career. Watson a couple good years, right? But for the most part, he hasn't had the best quarterbacks. And now he wants a chance to go somewhere and win a Super Bowl. He obviously does not think the Cowboys can do it. But the Philadelphia Eagles, absolutely. Jalen Hurts, absolutely. And Eagle fans, this is what we have to look forward to. This is what we have to be celebrating. We are going to get more and more of this as the years go by. People want to come to Philly. They want to play for the Eagles. And can you blame them? I say this. If the Eagles want to assure themselves to go to the Super Bowl, want to pretty much checkmate it, barring injury or anything, something like crazy, you go out and you find a way to get DeAndre Hopkins in and be your slot receiver. It's over. Yeah, it's all over. It's checkmate. And I know somewhere Howie Roseman knows it. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Oh, by the way, I will leave the link to the whole clip in the description so you guys get a chance to actually see it, because I don't want to play it and get copyrighted, so I don't want to play the whole thing. But with that said, peace! You can feel it, right? I mean, you can feel it. The Eagles are going to strike. They're going to strike again. You know, after June 1st, Howie Roseman has got something up his sleeves. I don't know what it is, but the man is getting ready to strike again. It isn't over, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle in, because the Eagles are still building a killer team. Denzel Washington out.